As a global equities team here at Royal London, our main focus is on outperforming for our clients. We do this by committing to a rigorous and differentiated investment process, which is applied by an experienced investment team. Central to our process is our use of a corporate lifecycle concept. Why do we put this centrally to what we do? Well, it's a framework that provides us with analytical advantage and helps support our ability to generate valuable investment insights. In fact, we have used this framework successfully over the last 15 years to generate outperformance in global equities. I'd like to spend some time introducing you to the corporate lifecycle concept before moving on to explain how it gives us an investment advantage. So what is the corporate lifecycle concept? Well, it looks like this. The purple line in this chart is the return on productive capital for a business through time, and the horizontal line is effectively a cost of capital. When we plot returns on productive capital for all companies over time, we can see a powerful tendency for them to follow this pattern. Returns can improve driven by innovation and surprise on the left, and competition tends to cause high returns to fade down through time. Innovative early stage companies are located on the left of this chart. They make low returns on productive capital as they invest in innovation and growth, and Amazon is a good example of a company currently in this space. In the event of successful innovation and surprise, returns on productive capital can improve significantly, and Alphabet, which is the owner of Google, is a good example of a company that has achieved this. Just as innovation drives returns up, competition can drive them down, and there is a very powerful tendency for excess returns to fade over time. IBM is a company currently experiencing this tendency. Numerically, most companies actually make returns at or around their cost of capital, with excess profitability having been competed away. Ericsson is an example of a company in this space. Competition can be so fierce, however, that about 20% of listed companies globally make returns on capital below their cost of capital on the far right of this chart. Sony is an example of a company in this part of the life cycle. We can apply life cycle across countries and sectors, and that is a real advantage to us as global investors. In fact, we divide the life cycle up into 5 categories, and we've given these names: accelerators, compounders, slowing and maturing companies, mature companies, and turnarounds. You can apply this framework to any company in the world, and indeed, you could think about the company you work at and where it might be in the corporate life cycle. There are many advantages to using this framework when thinking about companies as investments. I'd like to highlight 2 in particular. The first is that it allows us to have a much more efficient investment process. How we analyse companies and how we value them is informed by where they are in the corporate life cycle. It allows us to ask the right questions at the right time, and by having a more efficient investment process, we're able to look at more companies and identify more opportunities. A second advantage of our framework is that by being a differentiated lens, it supports our focus on aspects in markets that are often overlooked or neglected by other participants. Differentiated lens supports a differentiated set of insights, which have a tendency to be more valuable to investors. So in summary, we use a corporate lifecycle approach as a central aspect of our investment process. This supports a more efficient investment process, allowing us to identify more opportunities. And secondly, it allows us to focus on differentiated insights, which have a tendency to be more valuable.